The Bachelor, Grant Ellis, finally reveals who called it quits. June 23, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News. Fans, The Bachelor, Grant Ellis, has finally revealed who called it quits between him and Juliana Pasquarosa. Fans have been dying to know who called the relationship off. They were only engaged for about 3 months post The Bachelor before going their separate ways. Now, did Grant or Juliana end the engagement? There is a lot to unfold and uncover. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Grant Ellis chooses his winner after boring season. Grant Ellis was the most recent Bachelor. He was on Jen Tron's season of The Bachelorette. However, that did not work out for him, so the franchise chose him to be the main lead. He had a boring season. Fans were not impressed with him or his trying to promote his music career. However, there was not much happening and most viewers stopped watching. In the end, he chose Juliana Pasquarosa. Fans were excited to see how this relationship was going to go. They seemed happy in the beginning. However, it was recently revealed that they ended their engagement after about 3 months. This was sad for both of them. However, it was better to happen sooner rather than later. He finally revealed who called it quits. Grant Ellis has revealed who ended the relationship. Fans have been dying to know who called it quits. Why did I break up with Juliana? I didn't break up with anybody. So Juliana broke up with him. This shocked fans. However, Grant also revealed that he does not go backwards, so he will not have a relationship with anyone from his past. This shuts the door on him and Juliana ever rekindling and getting back together. However, that may be for the best. Fans are curious as to what is going to happen now that they are not together. It seems as though Juliana was the one to end the engagement. This is shocking for fans to hear. However, Grant made it clear that he never ended things with her and she was the one to do it. However, it seems to be the best choice for both of them. While it did not work out, fans are hoping that both of them can find the person they are supposed to be with. What do you think about this? Are you shocked Juliana called it off? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this
before
situation.
The storm. When The Bachelor Season 29 ended in fireworks and an over-the-top proposal, fans thought they had witnessed a fairy tale in the making. Grant Ellis, the charming financial advisor from Chicago, had finally knelt down in a sea of roses, proposing to fashion entrepreneur Juliana Pasquarosa. Their chemistry had been sizzling from the start, with inside jokes, teary moments under the stars, and whispered promises of a life away from the cameras. But the cameras don't lie, or do they? Just 4 months after the finale aired, eagle-eyed fans noticed something strange. The couple's shared Instagram posts went from daily gushes to occasional stories. Comments were turned off, the matching J+G necklaces vanished, and finally, the breakup rumors exploded across Bachelor Nation like wildfire. For months, neither Grant nor Juliana addressed the elephant in the room. Cryptic quotes, emotional photos, but no real explanation. Until now. Grant breaks his silence. It started with a single Instagram live. Grant sat in his dimly lit apartment, hair tousled, voice subdued. I never imagined I'd be saying this publicly, but I owe it to everyone who followed our journey. I owe it to Juliana and maybe even to myself. The comments poured in by the thousands. Are they over? Is Juliana okay? Tell us who ended it. Grant took a long sip of water and leaned forward. I didn't walk away. I didn't end it. Juliana did. Boom! Bachelor Nation imploded. The build-up no one saw coming. Friends close to the couple started talking. One insider, a fellow contestant from the show, who wished to remain anonymous, revealed the cracks had been forming long before fans picked up on them. They had different expectations post-show, the source said. Grant wanted a private, grounded life. Juliana, she's a brand. She wanted to keep building that. It started with missed calls and ended with missed weekends. Even during their whirlwind media tour, rumors of strain bubbled beneath their glowing interviews. One particularly awkward moment came on a daytime talk show when the host asked if they had set a wedding date. Juliana laughed nervously. "We're taking things slow." Grant stared at her for a moment too long. The night it all ended. According to Grant, the final conversation happened on a rainy Tuesday night. Juliana flew into Chicago, reportedly for just a weekend, but Grant sensed something off from the moment she walked through his door. He said during the live, "She didn't unpack her bag. That's when I knew." They sat on his couch, the same one where they'd watched back their own finale episode weeks earlier, but this time there were no smiles. She looked at me and said, "I love you, but I don't know if we want the same things anymore." Grant recalled sitting there, stunned. He didn't beg her to stay, he wanted to, but he knew she meant it. He watched as Juliana grabbed her umbrella and stepped back out into the rain. He said, "She didn't look back." Juliana's side of the story. 2 days later, after Grant's confession, Juliana broke her silence via a lengthy captioned post featuring a photo of her on a beach at sunset. "Yes, I was the one who called it quits. And no, it wasn't easy." Juliana revealed that life after The Bachelor became suffocating for her. People expected me to fit into a box, the perfect fiancé, the future Mrs. Ellis, but I started to lose myself. She praised Grant, calling him a genuinely good man and the kind of partner most women dream of. But she also hinted that their connection thrived more in the bubble of the show than in the reality that followed. What we had was beautiful, but it couldn't survive outside the fairy tale. Friends take sides. With the truth out, the reactions were immediate and divided. Team Grant sympathized with his heartbreak. "She blindsided him," said a fan. "She gave up too fast." Team Juliana clapped back. "She was honest. At least she didn't drag him along." Even past contestants chimed in. Letia Gare, the runner-up who was left heartbroken during the finale, posted a not-so-subtle quote, "Sometimes the universe saves you from what you thought you wanted." Bachelor Nation immediately flooded her comments. Was she implying she dodged a bullet or supporting Juliana? Meanwhile, Carolina Quixano, known for her drama-stirring energy on the show, posted a TikTok with the caption, "When the tea is hotter off the show than it ever was on it." The fallout. Grant admitted the breakup threw him into a spiral. "I deleted social media for a month. I couldn't scroll without seeing people dissecting my pain." He turned to therapy, spending hours a week unraveling what had gone wrong. "It wasn't just Juliana ending it. It was the loss of what I thought my life was becoming." He stopped going to Bachelor events, turned down brand deals, canceled a podcast appearance. "I needed to breathe again." Juliana, on the other hand, seemed to lean into her independence. She announced a rebrand of her clothing label, focusing on empowering transitions. Her launch party drew celebrities, influencers, and, you guessed it, no Grant. Still, she posted no new romantic partners. "Healing is personal," she wrote in one caption. The unanswered question. Even after both sides told their truth, fans still wondered, was there more to the story? Several fan theories made the rounds. Theory 1, Grant cheated. No evidence. Theory 2, Juliana wanted to be the next Bachelorette. Producers deny it. Theory 3, Letia and Grant reconnected. Both have denied this repeatedly. But a new theory, leaked by a production assistant, added fuel to the fire. There was a conversation, cut from the finale, where Juliana told Grant, "You're in love with the idea of me, not the real me." Could it be true? Closure or cliffhanger? Months later, both Grant and Juliana appeared, separately, at The Bachelor after the final rose. The audience was tense. Cameras caught Juliana wiping away a tear as she watched the replay of their final moments. When asked if she regretted ending it, Juliana paused. "I regret the timing, but not the choice." Grant, now more composed, added, "I loved her fully, but maybe it took losing her to understand we were never meant to last." The room fell silent. The host asked one final question. "Would either of you consider a second chance?" Juliana looked at Grant. He looked back. "I think we already had our chapter," she said. Grant nodded. "Yeah," he said softly. "It's time for the next one." The next chapter. In the months since their breakup reveal, both Grant and Juliana have moved forward, separately, yet somehow still connected through their shared past. Grant has signed on to co-host a podcast with former Bachelor Ben Higgins, titled Heartbreak to Happily Ever After, focused on post-show relationships. Juliana has released a book titled Rose-Colored Glasses, My Life After Reality TV, which instantly hit the bestseller list. Both insist they're single. Both insist they're happy. But on one quiet Tuesday, Grant posted a photo of a handwritten note on his story. It read, "Just because it ended doesn't mean it wasn't real." And somewhere, fans were reminded why they fell in love with this story in the first place. Because even when the fairy tale ends, the truth can still be beautiful.